The Veeam data platform provides customers with reliable ransomware recovery strategies. According to the 2023 Data Protection Trends Report, 85% of customers that responded said that they had a ransomware incident in 2022. Only 19% of those customers were able to actually recover quickly without paying a ransom. For those that paid the ransom, about a third of them didn't get their data back. Veeam strives to make sure that our customers are part of that 19%, who are always able to get their data back and not having to pay a costly ransom. So we're going to go over one of those strategies that you can leverage today that's only available with Veeam. That's called Clean Disaster Recovery. So we'll start with the basics. Data security as well as data recovery is your top priority when it comes to recovering from a ransomware incident. So we need to start off with immutability. Immutability has definitely gone from a nice to have feature to an absolutely need in the environment, especially when it comes to ransomware. So we want to leverage a backup target, and we want to make sure that we're using some type of maybe like a hardened Linux repository or something that has an immutable feature built in. So that way we know that these backups are going to be safe and not susceptible to deletion. Of course, we want to ensure that we're also making a copy of those backups as well, because we want to have multiple copies, ensuring that we have a good best practice for a 3-2-1 strategy when it comes to multiple copies for those backups. So we're going to start with something that is actually part of our core product in Veeam Backup and Replication called Secure Restore. So in Veeam Backup and Replication, we have Secure Restore, which allows us to take our backup files and scan those for anything malicious before we actually recover those into a clean environment. So underneath Veeam Backup and Replication, we have our mount server, or even just the Veeam server itself. And this is going to hold an AV definition that's been updated with the malware that we're trying to search for within our backups. Now this AV definition can be supported by Windows Defender, it could be ESET, we also have Symantec, but really as long as a command line interface is supported with that AV provider of choice, you could be loaded here, and that's what's going to be used during the Secure Restore process. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to select our restore point. It's going to get scanned, and it's actually going to be scanned inside of an isolated environment. So here we're actually going to boot up the virtual machine fully, going through the full scans of all the data blocks to see if there's anything that's malicious, and it's going to do its checks here. And then we'll have some follow-up opportunities that's going to happen depending on what the results are from that AV scan. So first off, if everything's scanned and everything looks good and there's no malicious data on that backup, we can go ahead and recover that. And that'll just get automatically recovered directly into our new environment. Now, if we have something that is malicious that is spotted on that backup file, we have the opportunity to still restore the data. However, here, we're actually going to make sure it's not connected to the network. So that way, if we want to run some forensic analysis onto it, or if we want to do our own diagnostics, we know it's not going to be connected to the production network and it's not going to have an opportunity to spread. And then finally, if you just don't even feel safe or comfortable with that, you could just kill the entire restore process and start again from another restore point. So this works great for a lot of customers, right, from just the core product functionality. But now we're looking at how do we actually extend this? And that is something that became available with Veeam Recovery Orchestrator. So with Veeam Recovery Orchestrator, we can actually take control of our backup server. And with our backup server, we can identify multiple restore points that we want to have scanned with the AV definition. So let's say, for example, we started off with one, we found something that was malicious, we want to go ahead and go to the next one. I can have that identified in Veeam Recovery Orchestrator to go back to, let's say, 10 for a default number. So it's going to continue to scan through all the restore points until it finds a clean one for me to recover from.